Hello everyone. I'm starting this little documentary to give you guys all a little insight into my daily life raising my three sons that are autistic. So I have three boys that have autism, and they're all on different parts of the spectrum. It's really difficult. It's been really difficult. My oldest is almost 16. So I've been living and learning and living and dealing with autism for about 16 years. My second child that has autism is almost 7. And my youngest son, which is almost 4, has also been diagnosed with the autism spectrum disorder. I'm hoping to shed light on the disorder and help people understand the children. A lot of times these children are misunderstood, and the families are misunderstood, and there are people out there that have kids that have the disorder that there's people out there that have children that have the disorder that feel alone. I'm recording. They feel alone, they feel confused, it's frustrating, just going through the whole process. So trying to learn, and sometimes they don't feel like they have anybody to talk to. Parents feel trapped sometimes in their own homes, isolated from their families. I've heard stories of relationships that have ended because one person or the other could not tolerate raising the children with the disorder. So hopefully this documentary will help to shed some light on the condition and spread awareness. There's no cure for autism, so there's medications and there's treatments that can help pretty much with the symptoms, but ultimately there is not a cure. So daily life. Other son. This is my other son. His name is Eric Jr. He's not going to be still and let us record him, but he has the most severe autism of all three boys. He is nonverbal. He's made some progress. He also does not eat. Does not eat by mouth. He has this little Mickey button here, and we have a connector that goes to this, and this is how he gets his nutrition every day. He does sample some things by mouth due to he's been getting speech therapy and feeding therapy, so he's gotten better. But come here. He does know how to do some things. Junior, he chews his shirts. Most of all of his shirts look like this. I do have a sensory chewer for him, but most of his shirts look like this. He chews them. Even though he has a sensory chewer, he still likes to chew them. He does know how to give kissy. Give mommy a kissy. No, you give mommy a kiss. You give mommy a kiss. Kiss mommy. Kiss mommy, Junior. Mwah. No, give mommy another kiss. Mwah. Give mommy a kiss. Okay, now you give me a kiss. No, you give me a kiss. Mwah. Say I love mommy. Say I love mommy. Mwah. I love you. I love you. I love you. So when I tell him I love him, I know he understands me because he always grabs my face and comes for a kiss. So this is my sweetie pie, my sweetness. This is my oldest son. He's 15. He has a lot of the typical behaviors of autistic male. He rocks back and forth still. He spins around a lot. Jumps up and down. He still does a lot of the arm flapping. Hey, Ahmad. Say hello.
Hi.
He is verbal. Pull your pants up some. Pull your pants up. Not that far up. Let me see. Autistic children are very destructive. They break things. They're very hyperactive a lot of times. Things that they like to play with are things that they shouldn't touch. And sometimes things that they eat are things that shouldn't be eaten. So you have to like watch them really closely so that they don't hurt themselves or get into anything that they're not supposed to get into. But it's a struggle because a lot of times people are on the outside looking in, judging you. People come to your house and see that your house is a mess or whatever, and think that you're a messy person or that you're not clean because your house is a mess. But the reason your house is a mess is because as soon as you clean it, it gets right back messed up. It's like a 24-hour-a-day job, honestly. You're a caretaker and you're also a mom, but you're also a caretaker. You have to get them their medicines, you have to get their therapies, appointments, and monitor them pretty much all day to make sure they're not hurting themselves or hurting someone else. So it's a challenge. And I really feel like if you know someone that has an autistic child or anybody who has children with autism, you should really not be so judgmental. And if you don't understand it, that's fine. But you should really offer your friends, family, and people who are living with autism support, as much as support as you can, and not judge them and not do things to make them feel isolated. I've heard stories of people who felt isolated from their family. I'm one of those people, actually. I really didn't want to go to family functions and be around family with my kids because I felt like, my kids would be jumping up and down and rocking back and forth, not really acting like, a normal child, a child without autism would behave. They have really behaviors that cause people to look at them. Like my 6-year-old wears a helmet. And when we're out in public and he has his helmet on, people stare at him and they're like, is he in a boxing class? We get questions a lot of the times. So, sometimes it's hurtful. And sometimes parents and caretakers of people with autism feel isolated, For a very long time, I couldn't take my oldest son, to the movies or out to eat because he was just so overstimulated by all of everything that was going on around us. So it was very hard for me to take him anywhere. I'm back in that situation now with my youngest boys because they're overstimulated by the movie theater. So, I haven't taken them to the movies in a long time. It's very rare that I take them out someplace like that where you have to be quiet because they don't communicate. They're nonverbal. And they really, don't really understand that we're at a movie theater and they need to be quiet in the movie theater. So, it's hard on relationships. It's hard on marriages. Dealing with the autism in a relationship. Both parents have to be strong. Both parents have to be willing to see it through. If both parents are not willing to see it through, or one parent or the other can't really deal with it, too much light, then or it causes them a lot of stress. Husbands and wives have walked out on the other parent with the kids. So, because they feel like they couldn't deal with it. It's a lot. Sometimes they cry in the middle of the night for no reasons, have tantrums for no reasons. Sometimes they can become combative against one parent or both, physically violent. So it's just a lot that may be going on in the homes of your friends and family that have autistic children. And, you may not even be aware of it. They may not even talk about it. So this is just something for y'all to think about. I'm going to be documenting our daily lives over the next couple of weeks, hopefully to spread awareness, like I said, about autism and, you know, shed some light on the disorder so that people can be more comfortable speaking out about it, and so that people who are living with autism and their friends and families and relatives and communities can also help start supporting those families and helping them. So it's like you're on the outside looking in, you know. This whole experience that I've gone through with my children and my family, and I've been writing about it. I'm calling it on the outside looking in, because that's what it feels like. It feels like people are judging you from the outside at what they can see, but they don't really understand what you're going through. So talking about this and bringing these types of things to the forefront, I believe will help a lot of people heal, and a lot of people, because if you could talk about it, you know, there's healing that takes place, you know, in the ability to be able to talk about those types of things. So, this is my son Ahmad, and he is 15 years old. He's about to be 16. And, sister just walked in. He has autism, but he is verbal. Say hello, Ahmad.
Hi.
Hey, do you have any friends?
Yeah.
How many friends you got?
Just three. Just three of them.
Do they come to your house? Do they come over?
No, but they wish.
Let me see your hands.
No, but they wish.
What happened to your hands?
I bit them.
Why do you bite your hands?
Cause
What?
my mind
What about your mind?
keeps driving me crazy. That's why I've been biting them.
What do you mean driving you crazy? Make you real excited? Does it make you really excited?
Yeah.
And you can't come down?
Yeah.
So then you bite your hands?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
There's nothing I can do. My mind keep controlling me.
There's something you can do. What about some of the stuff we talked about practicing?
Oh no.
I love you.
Love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Give me a kiss.